G'day and welcome to the Guy Who Sews podcast, episode 149. My name is Sean and this is my weekly update where I share my quilting adventures. I'd like to welcome both new and returning viewers, but if you are new, I'd love if you say hi in the comments. Come see what I've been working on, what I completed, and all the other fun and exciting news. But let's go ahead and get started with our works in progress. I had a good week. I did not get as much done as I wanted, but I took a few days off. But I'm super glad I got back into my sewing room and got some progress done. The first thing I want to show you is the February Gnome by Cotton Cuts, and this turned out super cute. It's all these different pinks in batiks, and I think this one turned out really well. Well, it's about a third of the way done already. So, but you can see the heart here in the middle. This is kind of his little hat. Underneath you'll start seeing his nose and his beard and that sort of thing there. But we'll give you a close-up look at this, so that way you can kind of take a closer look. And I'm really enjoying these, especially the darker pink here. There's like another 2 or 3 pinks in this here that you'll get to see later on as we progress on this here. And then the other thing I've been working on is cutting out the fabric for the Piglet block, which is part of the 100 Acre Wood sew along by Artie's Quilting Co. And we're going to start working, once we finish cutting it all out, we're going to work on Piglet, which is right here. That's a little blur here. Anyway, this is the completed quilt design. It's going to look really nice. And this is what I've done so far. I've cut out all the fabric except for the background. So hopefully we'll get that cut out this week and be able to show you some of the progress on that as well. So that's what I have for my works in progress. I have a finished object to show you later on and a lot more news and excitement, so don't run off just yet. But let's move now on to our week in review. And if you're new to the channel, this is a series of videos I take during the week, some of me sewing and also of any adventures we get up to. So I hope you enjoy. Last week I asked everybody what was their favorite size quilt to make, and I loved reading all the answers, and there was a wide variety, but someone suggested to me last week that maybe I should give out the most common answers to these questions, which I thought was a really good idea, so thank you so much for suggesting that. So this last week the most popular answer was throw size or lap size, which is kind of the size that I gravitate towards as well. So it looks like a lot of us enjoy the smaller quilts, but there are a lot of fans out there to do the larger ones as well. Anyway, this week's question I thought would be fun to ask, and this kind of goes off one of the questions we were talking about yesterday on our live, is do you save your scraps? What do you do with them? And if you do keep them and use them later, how do you organize them? And I thought it'd be fun to show my answer for this as well. And I keep all of my solid scraps in one of these containers right here, and I don't cut them down because I never know what size I'm going to need. I don't do traditional blocks usually. I do a lot of the small pieces, so I might only need a piece this big. So I just keep them all the same. But what I've done is I've put them colors together, so to do all my yellows and orange scraps together in one little bag, and that way if I need one of these colors I just go fishing in here. And then I have one for like browns, blues, and then greens, purples, and that sort of thing there as well. So that's how I organize mine. It works very well for me, but I'd love to hear in the comments how you organize your scraps as well. And so what are my goals for this week? Well, I've got a couple of goals. The first thing is something that may come out of left field for you. And this is actually to work on the first block, the poo block here. And I've got the embroidery string. I learned how to do it. I watched John's video recently. And hopefully next week we'll see this all connected. I think it'll be really fun. It doesn't look nearly as terrifying as I first thought, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So that is goal number 1. And then goal number 2 is to continue cutting out the fabric for the Piglet block so we can go ahead and start assembling that as well. Let me know what your goals are for this week. So next up is our news and events, and we had a couple of videos come out this week. The first one was a time lapse for the Pooh Bear block, and that came out last Monday. And then Tuesday I had one of my episodes of the Investigating Quilts, which is where I take a quick look at a quilt that I saw at a quilt show, and that actually got me to my 40 days of posting daily for 40 days in a row. After that I took a few well-deserved days off. So this upcoming week I'm going to put out another Investigating Quilts video out on Tuesday, and then I may put out something else. I might share out a short or something else like that. But again, I'm just going to take a little bit more time off, so that way I can actually get some sewing done as well. On Saturday morning, we're going to have my friend April with Sewing with April Sawtell join me. We've had her on a couple of times before. We haven't been able to align our dates recently, but it looks like we're going to be able to this week, which I'm super excited about. So that's what I have coming for this week. I hope you enjoy those videos. And I am very excited to be able to share with you a completed block. I've been working on this project for about 8 or 9 months now. It's the produce section by Elizabeth Hartman. I've done most of the blocks. I have less than a handful now left to do, and now there's one less. It's the lemon block. And this is how it turned out. I think this is a wonderful. I used scraps for all the yellows. I didn't really have any light yellows, so it's very, like on camera it looks very similar. They are a little bit different. And then the white has little stars in it because when I went to go find white fabric for it the other day, I realized I don't have any white fabric in my stash, or if I do, it's disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. But I think this turned out really well, and I think the stars kind of give it a little bit of a shine. It's almost like that citrusy, watery thing. Let me know what you think as well. So that's what I have for my finished blocks, and that pretty much concludes the episode. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know it was a little bit shorter, but hopefully next week we'll have a bit more meat and potatoes for you and more to show you, because it's going to be episode 150. You know, I can't believe it. We've been here that long. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, I'd love it if you hit that like button. It helps me immensely. Tell a friend. I always love hearing comments from my viewers. I hope you all have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you next time for episode 150. Bye.